Reddit, what is the lamest way you have injured yourself? Jumped over a small stream, slipped and hit my knee on a rock, ruptured the blood vessels behind the kneecap, leg in plaster for 3 months, or sat on the toilet for too long, stood up and broke my ankle. Your choice. And now my highest rated comment is about how I fail at going to the toilet. Holy crap, I've done the second one. I was on the toilet for a solid 45 microwaves and I stood up and couldn't feel below my knees and my feet completely gave way. It was cool. My family took a vacation to Italy right before I started high school, and while by myself I bought a can of tuna, but the pop-off part of the can broke off, leaving a small hole in the top of the can. I decided I should suck out the juice, so I could fit my finger in the hole and pop off the lid. My lip got stuck in the can, and if I let the can drop it would have ripped my lip partially off. So now I have tuna can stuck to my face, so I can barely speak while in Italy not knowing how to speak any Italian, by myself. I ended up finding a church that had dental service, but that was after wandering Florence begging people to help with the tuna can stuck to my face. I used to have a stretchy key ring that held all my work keys. Because it was so stretchy and I had a boring job, I would often wildly swing it around my body like nunchucks or something. Anyway, one day I was swinging it and realized it was headed toward my face. My reflexes kicked in and I moved my free hand up to my face to protect it and punched myself in the nose instead. Blood everywhere. I had to explain to my boss how I punched myself in the face and needed a break to take care of it. She looked at me like I was stupid, and she was right. I was. That's Napoleon Dynamite level right there. My friend dislocated his back by getting out of a chair. He stood up, said, "Ooh, that's a bad one," and sat back down and told us to drive him to the hospital. He still milks it to this day. I herniated 3 discs in my lower back, L4, L5, S1, bending over to pick up a box of toothpaste. I was closing a Tupperware, and I accidentally squished my nipple in between the lid and the container. I was in my kitchen cleaning out my pantry when I came across an oldish Cocoa Puffs box. I jumped up and yelled, "I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs," and smacked my head on my mini chandelier. Got lost in a daydream of defending my girlfriend from imaginary foes. Severely sprained my neck performing a sudden headbutt. Got beaten up by imaginary enemies, in a sense. Oh god, did other people see you? I was 7 and my brain turned off, so I decided to try and jump a turnstile at an amusement park. Mid-jump my brain turned back on and I thought, oh, this was a bad idea. I shanked it and cut my balls in 3 places. It was a bad night. Please tell me you still have them. I had to get several stitches on my face because I turned around while lying down and hit my face on the corner of my own bedpost. At least you can explain the scars by saying you got them when you were attempting a new maneuver in bed, which had some unforeseen physical consequences you didn't intend. If pressed further, just say sorry, I can't teach this move to beginners with a clear conscience. It is strictly for us professionals. Broke my collarbone trying to reenact that kiss from Spider-Man off the top bunk. Tried to keep it a secret but my then GF blabbed about it and it's become a running joke ever since. Bunk beds are now going to come with a no Spider-Manning label thanks to you. Playing around with the TV remote at night, with the lights off, I tossed the remote to the ceiling. When it came down I couldn't catch it and it broke my nose. I had a beautiful freaking nose, but because of that, it's kinda weird now. Yes, I am stupid. I broke my nose the summer before I started high school, and ever since, people tell me that I have the same nose as my twin sister. I have a very steep driveway, so one day I took a rolling office chair to the top and rode it down, falling off when I got to the bottom. I still have a scar. Once broke my elbow playing Uno, dropped a card on the floor and banged my elbow on a corner of the chair picking it up. Cost for 6 weeks from wrist to armpit, playing goddamn Uno. Oh no, never to do that again. Let my right leg fall asleep in a movie theater, then trying to walk down the stairs with it still asleep. Twisted my ankle really badly as a result and had to hobble on crutches for months. I have a scar on my hip from a rock getting embedded in there after I rolled over a tricycle while trying to drift it, at 16 years old. We had a stage in our gym in high school, and one day in gym class I was waiting my team's turn to play. We get called, and I decide to try to slide down the railing. I fall, smash my face into the floor, and knock out half of my front tooth and bite through my lip. I spent 15 years with a partial filling that did the trick, but went for the complete dental surgery to cap that sucker off before I got married. Best money I ever spent. Had a friend who did this. During 8th grade basketball, he slid down the wooden bench, got a huge splinter in his butt cheek. He had to go the ER to get it removed and ending up getting several stitches in his butt. Needless to say, since we were middle schoolers, we thought it was hilarious. Don't pretend that you wouldn't have found it hilarious if you were 30 years old. Having an orgasm. I twisted my foot in a weird way and got a really bad cramp. I limped from pain for 2 days straight. Toe curling orgasm is a legit thing. I've also done this. I got a scar on my finger from shop class in high school. I don't know anything about the jargon, so excuse me for not knowing the name of the machine. Basically had this drill going up and down really fast that you'd slide a piece of wood under to cut or make a hole in or whatever. Had no idea how to turn it off. I couldn't find the button. I thought it'd be a smart idea to grab it and hold it still to stop it from moving. I was not thinking on that one. But IT was powered. This is the story of my life. I do parkour regularly, but I hardly ever hurt myself doing that. I hurt myself when I'm just doing my normal everyday stuff. I suppose the worst of it was when I sprained my ankle just standing there. My ankle just went nope and I fell down off of a curb. I broke the bones in my foot trying to do a roundhouse kick. I was at a birthday party. There was no drinking involved. Hold my cake, I'ma show you mother how a real man kicks some butt. Was taking a dump at a truck stop and got too interested in some Reddit thread. Sat too long. When it was time to stand up, my legs had weakened from loss of circulation and didn't support me, so I fell forward, ramming the stall door with my forehead. Naturally, the lock sheared off and I faceplanted out in the middle of the men's room with my pants around my ankles. My phone ended up in the toilet somehow. Someday I will reply to this question in time for it to get noticed and I will win all of the klutziest person alive awards. I managed to cut myself so hard that I bled. How, you ask? A piece of toast. Toast? Please, enlighten me with a story. Took a bad angle rounding first base during a home run trot. All you heard is a loud pop as I strained my right groin. Couldn't finish rounding the bases. Oh god, cringing. I had a similar injury picking up 200-300 pounds of pressure hoses for thermal spray equipment. Felt my whole tendon pop in my groin and then vibrate. So much pain. Could barely walk for the next couple of days. I broke my toe while walking in a pool. Also, I broke 3 fingers while working on a coin machine at the bank I work at. I got 3rd-degree burns on my arm while cleaning the grill at McDonald's when I was in high school. Summer before 5th grade. I spent the summer riding my bicycle under a tree limb, reaching up, grabbing onto the, letting the bike continue on. Think lame 10-year-old version of a western. I got good at it, therefore I got cocky. I rode too fast one night, missed the limb, and fell off backward. I broke my right arm and dislocated my wrist. This sounds pretty awesome to me. In grade 12, I was hanging out with the hot guy from grade 11 who challenged me to new arm wrestle, which involved me pulling my fist towards my face while he tried to pull it away. I gave myself a fine black eye that day. This was finally my chance to shine and I am too late. Age 10, got 3rd-degree burns on my leg from microwave oatmeal. Age 11, Razor scooter wheel hit a gap in the road. Tried to stop my fall by putting my arms out. The bones in my wrist crumpled like paper according to THW doctor. Age 12, raced my stepdad in a hotel hallway. He tripped and ended up tripping me. I hit the corner of a wall. Got a foot-long cut on the back of my upper arm. Age 16, walking through some crappy decorative hedges to get to our raft. Tripped, hit the concrete chin first. My tooth went through my lip and broke off. Cried a lot, mainly BC I thought it was going to be expensive to fix and my ma would yell at me. I ran into a glass door in my grandma's conservatory. I had just left the room, then came running back to find someone else had shut the door behind me. Door didn't break but kinda felt like my face did. 2 days ago I pulled an butt muscle lifting an air conditioner. Water also spilled on my pants, so I was walking funny and looked like I pee myself. I was heading out to go to a track day, motorcycle on a closed course. I already had everything loaded up, and then I threw out my back putting on my shoes. After that, there was no way I could ride all day. This will be buried I'm sure, but I stabbed myself with a crochet needle attempting to use it to disassemble a homemade popsicle stick box. Or, I dislocated my knee by standing on a steep incline while holding several textbooks. You pick. Trying to do an ollie with my skateboard to impress a girl. Smashed my head on the sidewalk. Do not attempt an ollie when you can't even ride a skateboard properly. Not me, but recently my friend was drinking one of those smoothies with the big straws and when he bent over to unlock his car he scraped his forehead on the straw and started gushing blood. He now has a pretty badass scar from the weakest injury possible. A razor scooter. I was in 4th grade playing around the park with a few friends on scooters. I stepped off of it wrong and broke all the way through left leg tibia in 4 spots. Turns out I had a bone cyst there which essentially popped. I had a series of casts for 8 months. I have an awesome L-shaped scar on my forearm. It was from walking through the wall supports of outhouse while it was being remolded and walking right into the metal box where a light switch would be placed. Awesome scar. Boring story. I fell off a slide and broke my arm. I was in 2nd grade and when I started screaming my mom thought I was exaggerating and didn't believe me. Cause, you know, I was just playing with my friends on the slide. I was sitting in the bed of a truck that was parked on the side of the road next to a pretty steep ditch. I went to hope out, my foot got caught on the side of the truck. I fell out and rolled down the ditch. It hurt colon. I was playing with my sister when she was about 5, chasing her around the house with sandals on. Not a very smart idea. I sprained my left foot really bad and had to use crutches for a while. I ran up some stairs that had a 90-degree left turn with a mirror on the right wall. I thought it went both ways and ran headfirst into the mirror. I was helping clean out a family friend's mother's house after she passed away. She was a compulsive hoarder, so there was crap stacked everywhere. In the back of a spare bedroom, there was a mini fridge. Unfortunately, said mini fridge had things stacked all around it and on top of it, rendering it inaccessible for months. During that time, it either died or got unplugged. We cleared out the crap around it and opened the fridge. The smell was so bad I strained 3 muscles in my abdomen from retching too hard. Out of the office. Do I have a story for this? When I was a kid I was watching a Power Rangers movie and saw the bad guy trap someone in a snow globe and start shaking it. For whatever reason I saw the snow globe and thought, hey, I have one of those. I'm gonna run upstairs and grab it, so off I went to get it and hurry back down. Well, on my way down I fell, dropping the snow globe, breaking it and then falling on the glass, slicing my left forearm open about 2 inches, leading to me having to get 8 stitches and forever have to explain that I cut myself with a freaking snow globe. TLDR. Hurt myself with a snow globe and needed stitches. My husband got really drunk and fell asleep wrapped in Christmas lights. He woke up with tons of burns all over his body. Accidentally kicked into an opened food can thanks to the butthole roommate who left it on the kitchen floor. Got 3 toes cut really deep. Almost had to go to the hospital because it took a few hours to stop the bleeding. Had to limp for a few weeks. Sliced my toe on the open door of my computer case. It bled so much over the bathroom floor, you would have sworn someone was shot. I was walking into the main hall of my college and saw a piece of blank paper floating down from the top floor. I watched it slip under my foot as I walked and then it hydroplaned, and I did a full backflip back onto that paper, flying forward onto my face, where I scorpioned and kicked myself in the back of the head, spilling my books all over the floor. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.